Now try to understand what is meant by uniform motion. To understand the uniform motion, we need to do a small activity. Now consider a vehicle is moving on a straight road and how much distance that is it covered in particular intervals of time. There is a table is given. Here the time is measured in terms of seconds and the distance covered is measured in terms of a meters. At 0 seconds the body covered, that means the vehicle which is covered is 0 meters. After 1 second a vehicle covered 4 meters. After 2 seconds the vehicle covered 8 meters. After 3 seconds the vehicle covered 12 meters. After 4 meters the vehicle covered 16 meters is there. That means see at 0 seconds it is at 0, that means there is no distance covered. After completion of 1 second it covered 4 meters. After completion of second it covers one more 4 meter, that means 4 meters plus 4 meters is 8 meters. After completion of 3 seconds it covered 12, 4 plus 4, that means 12. Here we can observe here the body is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. So, a body which covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be in uniform motion. That you can see here, here the distance is 4 meters and the time is equal to 1 second. That means, so we can measure the speed or velocity. Speed or velocity. Speed means distance by time. Here distance is 4 and the time gap is 1 minus 0, 1. So, 4 by 1, that means 4 meters per second. Here is also 8 minus 4, that means it covered only 4 meters when the time gap is 2 minus 1, 1 second. For every 1 second it covers equal distances. Here you can see 2 minus 1, 1 second, 8 minus 4, 4 meters, 3 minus 2, 1 second and 12 minus 8, 4 meters. Here 4 minus 3, 1 second and 16 minus 12 is 4 meter. That means here we can observe here the body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. So, when a body which covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be in uniform motion. Student, you can observe for the body is traveling with the constant speed. We are also called here constant velocity because it is, we already assumed in initially, it is traveling on a straight road. It is traveling on a straight road means it covers not only distance, it is also covers displacement also. That means here the vehicle is moving with a constant speed and constant velocity is there. That means we can say here in a uniform motion a body which travels uniform velocity or uniform speed is there. Now coming to the second one, non-uniform motion. Now consider a vehicle is moving on the road. We are saying a vehicle is moving on the road and the time taken and how much distance does it cover is given in a table. Now we can see here at 0 seconds the body covers 0 meters. At first second it covers only 1 meter. After completion of the 2 seconds it covers 4 meters. After completion of 3 seconds it covers 9 meters. After completion of 4 seconds it covers 16 meters as there. Now we can observe how much distance exactly it covers particular interval of time. Now after completion of 1 second, that means 1 minus 0, 1 second, it covers 1 minus 0, 1 meter. After completion of 2 seconds, that means gap 2 minus 1, 1 second, it covers 4 minus 1, 3 meters. In first second it covered 1 meter, in the second it covered 3 meters. When coming to the third second, 3 minus 2 is 1 second and 9 minus 4, 5 meters. Observe here the body does not cover equal distances, though the time gap is equal. You can observe when coming to the fourth second, that means time gap is 4 minus 3, is a 1 second and the distance covered is 16 minus 9, that is exactly it covers 7 meters. First second it covered only 1 meter, second it covered 3 meters, and third second it covered 5 meters, and fourth second it covers it is nothing but 7 meters are there. That means a body does not cover equal distances in equal intervals of time. So, when a body which does not cover equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be in non-uniform motion. Student, you keep in one thing you keep in mind, in a non-uniform motion the body does not travels with a constant velocity, whereas in the uniform motion the body travels with a constant velocity. That means you can observe at any point its velocity is constant. In a uniform motion, the instantaneous velocity and the velocity and the average velocity both are same, whereas in non-uniform motion the body does not travels with constant velocity. So, in non-uniform motion its average velocity and instantaneous velocity and velocity whereas not equal. Now, consider two more examples. Now, take an inclined plane. Inclined plane, that means a plane which makes certain angle with another plane is there. So, take an inclined plane. Now, take a marbles or the metal balls is there. Now, observe the motion of the metal ball on inclined plane. One is the forward direction, that means the downward direction, and the second one is the upward direction. Now, we can consider here, when you are dropping a marble or a metal stone from the top, we can observe this is the direction of the motion. That means in the first second it has been here, and the second it is at here, and the third second it is here, and fourth second it is here. That means while the time gap is increases, it covers that means greater distances are there. That means here is also you can observe the distance covered by the body is not equal. That means in this situation the body is traveling with non-uniform motion. Now, one more example, a marble which is traveling upward direction on an inclined plane. That means first of all we can throw a ball on inclined plane at t1 seconds it is here. After completion of 1 second, at t2 seconds the body is here, and the third second it is here, and fourth second it is here. That means we can see gradually the distance covers decreases. Students, we know the change, that means the distance by time is equal to nothing but velocity is there. If the distances increases, velocity increases. If the distances decreases, velocity decreases. That means in a non-uniform motion, does the velocity either increases or decreases. So, in non-uniform motion there is a change in velocity is there. If a body which is traveling with a change in velocity, then the body is said to be traveling with acceleration is there. That means in a non-uniform motion, a body is always traveling with that means acceleration is there. So, acceleration is nothing but a body which is traveling with change in velocity with respect to the time. So, acceleration is defined as the rate of change of velocity is called as a acceleration is there. Now, means acceleration means either increasing of velocity or decreasing of velocity. That means we can observe so many things in our daily life is there. For example, students, you are traveling in a train, then what happened? A train which is leaving the station, leaving means which starts from the station and traveling through another station is there. That means gradually what happens? Its speed is increases. Its speed is increases. So, then what we can say? The body is accelerated. The body is accelerated. Accelerated means its velocity gradually what happens? Changes. Now, coming to the same situation, the train which is coming to the station, that means coming close to the station, then what happens? Its velocity or speed gradually what happens? Decreases. Then is also change in velocity. then is also change in velocity, but the change is in negative. That's why a body which is traveling with the decreasing of velocity, then the body is said to be traveling with deceleration. Negative acceleration is called as a deceleration, and is also called as a retardation is there. So, a body which is traveling with non-uniform motion, that means a body is traveling with acceleration is there. If a body which is traveling with the same change in velocity in equal intervals of time, then the body is traveling with the constant acceleration. So, here we have been studied about what is meant by uniform motion and what is meant by non-uniform motion. Once again I will repeat what is meant by uniform motion. A body which is traveling with equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be traveling with uniform motion. Student, in a uniform motion, a body which is having velocity is constant. That means, if you can observe at any time, its velocity does not changes. That means, in a uniform motion, the body is traveling with the constant velocity. That means, velocity, instantaneous velocity and average velocity all are same at any point is there. That next, coming to the non-uniform motion, a body which does not covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the body is traveling with non-uniform motion. In a non-uniform motion, velocity does not constant, it varies from place to place, and velocity does not equal to instantaneous velocity, and velocity of at any point does not equal to its average velocity. In a non-uniform motion, a body which is having either increasing of velocity or decreasing of velocity. If a body which is traveling with either increasing of velocity or decreasing of velocity, then the body is said to be traveling with acceleration. Students, this acceleration means if the body traveling with increasing velocity, then the body is said to be traveling with the positive acceleration. I said one example, a train which starts from station and gradually its speed increases, then the train is traveling with positive acceleration. Then the same train is coming to the station, that means what happens, gradually its speed or velocity decreases. Here we can say the train is traveling with a negative acceleration. That negative acceleration is called as a deceleration or retardation. Now, acceleration is defined as change in velocity by time. It is also defined as rate. Time indicates rate. Rate of change of velocity is also called as a acceleration. Students, we know velocity is a vector quantity. So, acceleration is also a vector quantity. So, what is meant by vector quantity? A physical quantity which having both magnitude and direction, then the body is said to be a vector quantity. So, acceleration having both magnitude and direction. So, what are its units? Students, in CGS system, centimeter per second square, in MKS system, meters per second square. The units of acceleration is centimeter per second square in CGS system and meter per second square in MKS system. Students, if a body which is traveling with the increasing of velocity, then the body is traveling with the positive acceleration. In that situation, acceleration and the motion of the body both are in the same direction. If a body which is traveling with the decreasing of velocity, the body is traveling with negative acceleration. Negative acceleration is also called as a deceleration or retardation. In that situation, the acceleration and the motion of the body, it is motion of the body is nothing but velocity direction, both are in opposite direction. These two words you keep in mind, where it is very useful while solving of a problems based on the motion. Now, students, there is some equations are present for determining of an object which is in a motion, or in order to understand the motion of a body, we require certain equations. Those equations are called as a equations of motions. So, to derive these equations of motion, we need to assume one thing, the body which is traveling with a constant acceleration, that means uniform acceleration. That means the changes of velocities is always equal in equal intervals of time. Then the body is said to be traveling with uniform acceleration or constant acceleration.